This is breaking right now. Pro-Palestinian protesters at Drexel University appear to be packing up their things, maybe getting ready to head out. Action News reporter Corey Davis has been live there at the campus in University City this morning. This is day 6. So, Corey, the question is, what are they doing, and are they going anywhere else?
Yeah, Tam, this is a big change from just a few minutes ago when we last saw you guys. You can see behind us, they have packed up almost all of the tents that have been set up here. They are refusing to talk with us right now, and they have been over the last 6 days since they set up this Gaza Solidarity encampment here in Corman Quad at on Drexel University's campus. So most of the tents are now gone. They're just packing up additional supplies that they've been using out here. They have been making requests on Instagram for supplies such as trash bags and food and toiletry items over the last 6 days. And we've seen them use containers. They've been using trash bags. Actually, swing to the right here, John, you can see all of the bicycle police now coming through. So it appears that protesters got a heads up, possibly a warning, just like Philadelphia police gave to Penn protesters a couple of weeks ago when that encampment was broken down and taken down. So protesters now swinging back here to the left, they are moving a lot faster, taking their things out. We do know with Penn, a couple of weeks ago, they got a 2-minute warning when officers came in, and those protesters, majority at Penn, did not break down their encampment. They did not leave. But in a drastic difference in contrast here at Drexel, the protesters are packing up and appearing to leave. We aren't sure if they're going to come back. I did speak briefly off camera, though, before they started packing with some of the protesters, just asking why they aren't speaking with the press, if they were wanting to get their message out, just so that we have a good understanding of why they're out here. And they still wouldn't really elaborate. But one protester did tell me that they did not plan on leaving. So it appears now that they are, most of them, are at least packing up. We don't know if they're going to come back. Another protester came over a few minutes ago asking for us to not film some of them and to not film personal vehicles that are being used to pack up their gear that they have out here. That seems to be the biggest concern right now, is just them not being identified. But they have taken measures to not be identified. The whole time they've been covering their faces with masks and bandanas to not be identified. And off in the distance right now, I do hear a lot of sirens too. It's unclear if those sirens are coming in our direction, so I'll definitely keep an eye out, keep an ear out for that. But as far as the bicycle police over to the left here, they have huddled together just here in one section of Corman Quad. This is off of Market and Chestnut Street, between 32nd and 33rd. And just to give you another perspective on where we are too, this is just a few blocks from 30th Street Station, as well as the 33rd Street Station that a lot of people use to come here to Drexel's campus. And speaking of campus, the university president, John Fry, has already said that today they do feel comfortable resuming normal operations on campus. And this seems to be a precursor to that, with these protesters breaking down and clearing out all of the tents, and now just left is just the belongings that they've had out here. Let's go around the sign to kind of get a better look. Yeah, this whole grassy area was initially covered with dozens of tents that were tightly packed into this small space. Earlier, officials told us that roughly 25 to 30 protesters were out here, but we've already counted more than that. It appears that additional people have shown up to help break down everything, and they definitely started to speed up within the last 30 minutes as far as their activity out here and breaking down. When these bicycle officers rolled in a few minutes ago, they started going even faster. So you can see they're just taking handful of buckets and trash bags and equipment as they make their way out to Chestnut and 33rd and Chestnut. That's the nearest intersection for where they're heading right now. Police are just watching at the moment. If we think back to Penn a couple of weeks ago, when bicycle officers rolled in, that was the first phase of surrounding that encampment over at the University of Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. So that appears to be what they're doing now. Bicycle officers surrounding the area, but nothing else. We haven't seen any officers in tactical gear like we saw with Penn, and no signs of any violence or anything like that, or no signs of confrontation. And just looking around, I do see some familiar faces from a couple weeks ago from the Penn encampment, a couple of familiar faces here at the Drexel encampment. We do know that overall, though, when it comes to their messaging, they've been saying that they want the university to, they're really demanding public support of a permanent ceasefire, and they want Drexel to cut ties with companies doing business with Israel. So when it comes to the message here, so when it comes to the overall messaging, that's what they're looking for. So we'll definitely stay on top of this and keep you up to date. But I did see an officer come through with a bullhorn. Just like with Penn, it appears that they're going to start announcing for the protesters to leave. Protesters just started chanting, and as they make their way out with their hands full with belongings after clearing out this encampment. So we'll stay on top of if they plan on walking back into this space or maybe on the move. So we'll definitely stay on top of that. But now reporting live here in University City, Corey Davis, Channel 6 Action News.
Yeah, all right, Corey, we'll check back. Obviously, this encampment, possible removal, going much more smoothly than what happened at Penn.